All right, thank you guys. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy Hump Day to you. Turkey Day's right around the corner. As a matter of fact, it's tomorrow. And the weekend is right around the corner as well. For some of you, the weekend started right now. Now, we already broke down our Thanksgiving Day games in an earlier video, so I'll include a link to that in the comments section below. But we do have some Sunday games we need to focus in on for NFL Week 12. So let's go ahead and begin. We got the game queued up right now, so let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm talking about the Browns versus the Jags, 1 p.m. Eastern kickoff this Sunday. Now the Browns are the 7-point favorite on the road. Totals 49. We're 5-1 in our last 6 Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And access to that Underdog tier membership costs just $4.99. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain a little bit more about it in just a few moments. So just please bear with me there. But we are also 2-1 in our last 3 NFL tier membership plays on that site as well. Now, we currently have over 750 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, as good as Cleveland has looked over the past couple of weeks, they've been one of the worst covering teams in the league since early October. The Browns have failed to cover the point spread in 4 out of their last 5 ball games, and they're just 1-3 against the spread away from home. Now, Baker Mayfield's barely completing 60% of his passes. He's throwing for just 185 yards a game. His leading receiver, Jarvis Landry, is averaging less than 50 receiving yards per contest, and he has yet to score a touchdown this season. Meanwhile, defensively on the other side of the ball, the Browns are giving up 37 points a game when they travel and over 320 yards a game through the air. Now, Harrison is questionable for the Browns on the defensive side. Minshew, McLaughlin, Chenault, Claybrooks, and O'Shaughnessy are out they're listed as questionable for the Jaguars. And speaking of the Jags, they've successfully covered the point spread in 2 out of their last 3 themselves. Covers over the likes of Houston and Green Bay during that stretch. This Jaguar defense ranks in the top 10 in fewest fourth quarter points allowed, believe it or not. Joe Schobert leads this Jaguar defense with 85 total tackles, along with an interception and 5 tackles for loss. Cornerback Sidney Jones has a pair of interceptions out of this Jacksonville secondary. That's 9 PBUs and a forced fumble for the former Eagle. And linebacker Miles Jack also has himself 65 total tackles, along with a sack, 4.5 tackles for loss, 3 PBUs, and an interception. Jack also has a forced fumble and a fumble recovery on the season as well. Jacksonville successfully covered the number in 10 out of their last dozen ball games against the AFC North. Now, total-wise, the Jags saw 2 out of their last 3 ball games get over the posted number, of course, throwing out that Pittsburgh game. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, 2 out of Cleveland's last 4 road games got over the line as well. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward an underdog to start this one out. Cleveland probably end up winning it, but I think the Jags should keep it close. Give me the underdog Jaguars +7, keeping this one close, and the over 49 in that contest. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for NFL Week 12. And like I said earlier, we did our Thanksgiving games on a separate video. We're doing Sunday's game and the Monday night game on this video here. Now, before we go ahead and dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, just got to quickly remind you once again that we are 5-1 in our last 6 Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And if you want access to our Underdog tier package, it's only going to cost you just $4.99. We also went 2-1 in our last 3 NFL tier package picks on that site as well. Now, you might be wondering, why would I sign up for picks on Patreon where I can get them right here for free on YouTube? And that's Certainly a great thought, a great consideration. If I were you watching me right now, I'd probably think the same thing. But just hear me out real quick. If you were to go out there and bet every single game that's on the board, side and total, like I do with my breakdowns here on YouTube, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. I do not recommend you go out there and do that and bet every single game that I give out here on YouTube. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp with the numbers. The odds become massively more against you the more and more games you play like that. And to be honest with you, the bookies have just so much more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that type of action. So what I do on Patreon is I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board. I'm having a lot more success betting on games that way in small sample sizes versus wagering on every single game on the slate, side, and total. Now, we do currently have over 750 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I highly recommend it. And I would love to have you on that site. I'd be more than happy if you signed up. And the link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. And moving on, we're going to take a look at some AFC action here. We're talking about Chargers, Bills, 1 p.m. East. Now, the Bills are -5 at home. Total's 53.5.